다지하오, 여러분, 안녕하세요. minasan konnichiwa. Hello everybody, and this is the third weekly update recorded on 17 November 2024. So, let's jump straight into it. Last week, I planned to have 2 hours of italki lessons. Did it. Fantastic. I think my first lesson was on Friday. My second lesson was today, on Sunday. Next was to find a suitable Chinese visual novel. I have not really looked, although I have a few shortlisted. Maybe for my next update, I might just throw in a few just to share what I've researched so far. But I don't know. We'll see how that goes, right? For Korean, 1 hour of italki lessons. I also did 3 lessons of Pimsleur Korean level 1, lessons 24, 25, and 26, right? So that just leaves me with 27, 28, 29, 30. So just 4 more lessons to go, and I'll finish the Pimsleur Korean level 1. I'm enjoying it so far. Talk to me in Korean, essential Korean adjectives, did not do it at all. 1 unit of my Korean grammar textbook, did not do it at all. To be honest, I probably should have done it, but this week has been kind of busy, right? Moving on to Japanese. 5 episodes of anime, subbed, not dubbed. Definitely done this week. I think I might have done about, maybe about 8 episodes, right? But anyway, I do more than 5. I try to very consciously focus on what they're saying, and I try to understand it without having to check on the subtitles, right? Pimsleur Japanese level 1. I finished lessons 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm actually catching up really fast for Pimsleur Japanese, which I might catch up to the Korean anytime soon, which is funny because I actually feel that my Japanese listening is significantly better than my Korean listening. But on the other hand, my ability to construct sentences and to have conversation is much better in Korean, right? So it's a funny dynamic. I'll probably go into it in another video, right? Okay. Outside of Chinese, Japanese, Korean, make a study plan. Did not do that. Make a video in English about the different levels of my Chinese, Japanese, Korean. Unfortunately, also did not do it. So I suppose this week's has been kind of a hit and miss. I would score myself at about 50%. But that being said, I feel actually the most difficult thing is committing to an italki lesson, scheduling it, and finishing the whole lesson, right? And I felt that I managed to do 3 hours this week, right? 1 hour of Korean, 2 hours of Chinese, and I'm quite happy with that. Pimsleur is actually also more difficult than compared to Talk to Me in Korean or my Korean grammar textbook, because it requires some level of concentration, but it also really involves quite a chunk of time that you have to dedicate to it, right? So I actually listen to Pimsleur when I commute, or when I'm just walking around the house, or doing errands when I'm out. I just mumble the answers to myself. I do think it's quite important to speak it, right? So anyway, I will ramble on about this in a future video, I suppose. This week's plan. Okay, this week's plan is going to be very light because this week I'm actually quite busy with work, and I will actually also be traveling. So interestingly enough, I may bring with me my recorder, video recorder, and I may record down certain videos, certain POV videos. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm a bit, I'm a bit skeptical about if any of my content, any of the videos that I film will be usable content. But we'll see. This week, I think I'm gonna keep it really simple for myself. For Chinese, I'm going to try to tie down and select a suitable Chinese visual novel, right? For Korean, I will be listening to 2 lessons of Pimsleur Korean, 27 and 28, right? So each lesson is about half an hour, so it's about an hour's worth of Korean. And if I do have time, I will do another hour and I will try to finish off the complete level 1 of Pimsleur's Korean. For Japanese, I will try to watch some episodes of subbed anime, as well as trying to power through lessons 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 of Pimsleur, right? So this would be another 2.5 hours. But like I said, the good thing about Pimsleur is that you can do it if you really want to do it, right? So any situation where you can find yourself just, vibing out to music, you can actually replace that time by listening to Pimsleur instead, right? And for me, I found that quite the useful trick to get myself to cover more Pimsleur content. I would say it will only be for when the duration is really short. Like I know I only have about 5 to 10 minutes. I'm not gonna get into it. I'll just, pop on Spotify, listen to like a couple of songs, and then move on to the next activity that I'm doing for the day, right? But if I'm doing something very low brain activity, right? Very, something that I can just do on autopilot, I think Pimsleur is really good for that. Yeah. So I feel I'm being a bit ambitious this week, but we shall see, right? Outside of my Chinese, Japanese, Korean, it will be to get back into my schedule for the rest of November, which is just 1 week. But yeah, I want to get back into the schedule, continue my italki classes, try to finish off my material that I have, right? My study material that I have. And also to finally make a video in English about the different levels of my language abilities, which I would imagine would be much more interesting than listening to me ramble on about what I'm doing last week, what I'm doing this week, which I suppose, is probably very uninteresting to a lot of people. But I feel that this is the thing that is keeping me accountable, and this is actually the main goal of my channel, to make sure that I am moving forward. Even if I'm moving slowly, as long as I'm moving forward one step at a time, I think that's progress, right? So yeah, so that's the end of today's this week's weekly update, and I will see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.